Yeah, keep in mind, like, all these community tab postings have been going on since, like, 3 in the fucking morning today. Of course, Neece has a Tumblr. Where else are you gonna do that? Now, I want everyone to, like, just pay attention to the fact that... Hold on a minute, let me just take this down really quick. Let's see, is there a way I can do this better? There we are. Hope everyone can see that a little bit better. But keep in mind, Neece has been posting in her community tab about me since 3 a.m. this morning. And the reason I know this is because when I woke up this morning, when my alarm went off at 4, Neece had apparently mentioned me like an hour ago at that given time. So it would be exactly like 3 a.m. in the fucking morning. And keep in mind, this is just some of them. If I could pull my phone screen up somehow, I would be able to scroll through like 24 fucking notifications that have almost been like 1 hour apart from each other on the fucking dot. And it's all over the same shit. Okay, let me read this shit since I don't know if anyone can... I don't know if anyone can actually read this shit because I'm not really a fan of the way YouTube puts shit out there. Neece Wolf, you wanted my attention at Gage. You temper tantrum during man-child. Lady, you lose any right to claim anyone is throwing a temper tantrum whenever someone tells you to get a grip on yourself. You just lose your shit and start screeching at them for fucking days. Of course, Neece has a Tumblr because, you know, the best thing to do is to put yourself in a sewing circle surrounded by people who can't fucking stand you. But then you go to the fucking Tumblr where everyone hates each other because no one likes anyone. So you guys just all take turns shitting on each other, but no one acknowledges it. Here's one from 2 hours ago. Keep revealing you are the one who is leaking things to forums, Gage's back. Only people who knew I reported Jay to CBS was me. Not really, because you openly admitted to Jay that you reported him to CPS. You actually threatened to report Jay to CPS. And when Jay brings up the fact that CPS was actually involved, it sounds like I didn't need to say anything or ask anything. It's almost like basic deductive reasoning allows someone to draw the conclusion that if you reported someone under false pretenses, they probably figure that's why you did. Fit was less hissy fit. Exactly. I mean, at least when Derek Vineyard had some sort of fit, at least the fit he had was based only upon his own ignorance, instead of this where it's just blatantly fucking delusional. I mean, the weird part is Neece doesn't even realize, like, the reason people know this shit is because Jay himself, or herself, whatever they prefer to be called, more or less admitted to this shit in a video they uploaded years back that Leigh Clark, I believe, was able to dig up. So I don't get why you're pretending like I somehow had something to do with it. I didn't. I had literally nothing to do with the Kiwi Farms page except for the fact that I heard of it, and even then I didn't really look much into it because I didn't really care, if you want me to be completely transparent. I mean, that's the thing, lady. You keep saying, yeah, dad, das. Yeah, dad, das. And meanwhile, I'm sitting there just, my head cocked up, like, what the fuck are you talking about, you lunatic? because I'm genuinely confused as to why you try to accuse someone of something, but they're just sitting there completely perplexed as to why you could draw that conclusion, given the fact there's literally no evidence except for your own incredibly ridiculous paranoia. Seriously, you're fucking paranoid. You act like everything that you go through is somehow the fault of someone that had no intention of doing it and did not know it happened. I mean, this reminds me of when she accused Professor Curious of making fun of her deceased brother. Her brother being dead is sad and fucked up. I'm not gonna make fun of that because I don't think it's appropriate. I might not like her, but I'm not gonna mock her late family member because I don't know I never knew this person. I have nothing negative to say about them because I have never interacted with them because I've never heard of them or met them up until the point to where Neece ended up letting it slip that she had a dead brother. And honestly, I'm not gonna talk about him in terms of being negative because again, never met the guy. Don't know shit about him. So I'm not gonna attack the guy for being dead just because his sister was Niece. I don't feel like he deserves that. Same thing with Niece's miscarriage. I'm not gonna throw that in her face and make fun of her for that because I don't think it's funny. I think it's really fucking sad. I think it's really awful someone goes through that. I'm not like I actually have family who've gone through that and it fucking crushed them for a while. So I can relate to how bad it must have been because I've seen how bad it hurt them, like when they went through it themselves. So I'm not gonna make fun of Niece for that. But what I am gonna say is she has a really fucking stupid habit of accusing people of random shit and then saying that they somehow did it, despite the fact that it's obvious that they're just third party trolls fucking with her because she's so fucking stupid she'll assume anyone that's a third party is somehow doing it, even if it's the third party and not someone she's already dealt with. My favorite part is when oh yeah, yeah, that's the weird part. Like she accuses me of being that kind of person, but at the same time, it's like, lady, you openly associate with, you openly allowed Ronnie Vane and Cranium to become your fucking character witnesses against me. You lose any credibility when those two become the most credible witnesses you have. He said it again. Honestly, she has nothing better to do with her. Well, she doesn't make me. She's almost 50. Her ovaries are dried up. Her eggs are pretty much all gone. She's starting to lose her shit. No man or woman would donate their time to her to dedicate her to a relationship because every time something fucking happens, she's just gonna accuse them of being the architect of her problems. I mean, she's not a lone wolf because people were not good enough for her. She's a lone wolf because people can't fucking stand her. Prof was pretty good when he brought that up, and it's pretty accurate when I brought it up here. Yeah, pardon that minor interruption. Had to go take care of something real quick. She will be. That's always gonna be what she's gonna do. She's gonna be out of her mind her whole existence. Well, I'll tell you why, Aquarius. It's because, like, a lot of people who poke holes in her narrative, it just destroys her ability to see herself as the professional victim. It's the reason that you know who had such a massive obsession with me and still does to this day is the fact that I poked a hole in their professional victim narrative. And since they can't defend themselves by bullshitting themselves about who they are and how they behave, their only way to deal with it is to just keep insinuating that the person that criticizes them or disagrees with them is the source of the problem instead of their inability to let it be. Again, Neece, I'm going to reiterate this. Like, the reason people knew that you called CPS on Jay is because you're so fucking stupid you admitted to it at some point in time. Like, you don't even remember the shit that you openly admit to. Gaslighting doesn't work. Stop it. If it doesn't work, then why do you respond? I am not you. I don't need anyone to defend me because I'm not a coward like you. You are a coward because you actively prevent people you actively run away from people by disabling comments so that they cannot actually debate with you. You delete comments because you know for a fact that if people comment and people can start poking holes in your bullshit, it upsets you. Niece, a coward does what you do, where they try to false report someone's content to get them shut down. Or they go running to those site admins crying about their problems instead of trying to be an adult and handle it like another adult would. A coward does what you do and they disable comments on all their social media to the point where no one's allowed to criticize them or disagree with them without you crying to the site admin or the person that runs the platform trying to get them removed. You have legitimately no fucking right to call anyone a fucking coward when you act in a more cowardly way than everyone in the fucking room, except for maybe Lance's retarded ass. Yeah, it's officially dead now. Honestly, it lived far too long. Go away, guys. I will never like you or love you. Get over it. Move on, you fugly creep. Niece, disagreeing with you has nothing at all to do with attraction to you. I mean, all you're doing, Niece, is just pissing and moaning about a problem you constantly fucking provoke. Keep in mind, the last time I ever mentioned Niece in anything was about 2 weeks ago. And it was 2 weeks ago I mentioned her because she kept screeching about nonsense, tagging me and shit that I have nothing to fucking do with. And I just simply told her, like, Niece, here's what I really said to Jay. Here's the screen cap to prove that I did not threaten them in any way, shape, or form, or imply any sort of threat. And instead of simply saying, it turns out you did not say such a thing. Maybe I'm wrong. Instead of that, it's like, well, I'm going to tag you over random shit and attach you to random bullshit and claim that you're responsible for the Kiwi farm strike and shit for the umpteenth time. Because we all know how that makes fucking sense. Yeah, remember, like, someone that's in a long-term relationship is somehow going to be interested in Niece when Niece looks like a fucking ogre. And I don't even mean like the highly feminized female ogres that look like basically just red human beings with horns. I'm talking about like the old school German representation of ogres where they're just these dumb, bubbling, drooling Goliaths who go around eating people's bones. That's the weird thing. Like, I have a job, I have a relationship, I pay my own bills. Niece's entire existence is more or less financed by the government's social services. Like, that's one of the things that I commend Australia for having a good government in that way, but at the same time, I also kind of condemn them because they've allowed her to make a life by doing nothing for herself. So that's why it's kind of like hit and miss with them. It's like a double-edged sword in that situation. Oh god, apparently US 131, they've had a bus crash, so like traffic's at a standstill. I'm glad I don't take that way to get anywhere. Thank you, Oleander. I appreciate that. I understand it's platonic. Thank you anyway. Alright, get back to reading this shit. Lise, I don't want, like, here's the thing, Niece. I don't want you to be attracted to me. I just want you to actually allow me to say what I want to say and actually understand what I say instead of screeching and crying like an asshole and then wondering why no one takes you seriously. This one, keep in mind, the post that she's mentioning is like from 5 fucking months ago. And just back, yes, I'm a lolcow, not in denial about it like you are, but you are the one who believes Armed Liberal's manifesto about Adonis Paul. I don't know who Armed Liberal is, and I barely know anything about AP. So that statement's utterly fucking irrelevant. I never said shit about AP. I'm referring to other people who you reference, Niece. Other people who you've tried to reference as character witnesses. Too much of a cowardly, pussified, obsessed, psychotic, stalking cunt to tag him. Pussified, psychotic, obsessive, stalking, fugly bitch. You have no right to call anyone fugly when you look like you got face fucked by a topographical map of Utah. Niece, here's the thing. When I mention the white supremacist, I mean Ronnie Vane. You know, Ronnie Vane, the psychotic little 16-year-old nutjob who threatened to shoot up a school, who's also a hardcore dipshit neo-Nazi. And the pedophile I'm referring to as Cranium99, who's a hardcore Richard Ramirez fanboy who actively looks for pictures of little boys and posts Shotokan unironically on his Twitter. That's who I mean. AP has literally nothing to do with this. All you're doing is tagging AP so AP will start hitting me with a fucking hammer over shit I never fucking said about him or anyone in his sphere. I genuinely don't know enough about AP to even make such a fucking statement. So I wouldn't. Niece's voice is so fucking grating, I would rather put my dick in a cheese grater than have to listen to that for a day. The reason that Neece doesn't have any male suitors is not just because she's a genuinely awful person, but also the fact that Neece, men would openly put their dicks in automatic pencil sharpeners than put them anywhere near Neece. Women would sooner fill themselves full of cacti or stinging bees than let Neece anywhere near their lady bits, their breasts, or their bodies in any way. She's just, yeah, exactly. She's just genuinely unpleasant. She's just genuinely an awful fucking person. Now here's the thing, I don't agree with what Jay did to Neece involving taking some of Neece's money to finance their own living or their own hobbies, and then just completely backing out of paying Neece back or something. But the fact is, Neece gave this person money of her own volition. It wasn't like she was held at gunpoint. It was kind of her fault. Yeah, can you do me a favor and stop supporting your own fucking posts? Message to Gage. Yeah, of course it's Tumblr again, because, you know, what else is a terminally online reject gonna do but post on Tumblr? This is 18 hours ago, so the whole fucking day she's been doing this. Yep, because innocent people hide things. Well, like what? Like what live streams did I hide? Like what live streams did I hide? I didn't hide. Tell me, you stupid ass. If it's hidden, then why was I able to reach it just now? I just destroyed your fucking argument. What about the first one? Where's the first one?
Our differences, and yeah, we're friends.
The other one. Okay, so it must be the second link then. Keep in mind, I'm destroying her fucking bullshit in real time in front of everyone.
Voices in my
Yeah, you know, if I decide to private a video out of fear of my video getting hit with some bullying bullshit, that's not the same thing as me trying to erase evidence. I just don't want to get hit with bullshit bullying guidelines. I mean, you've actively threatened to report me, niece, for bullying and shit. So forgive me if I don't want to give you things that would allow you to report me for bullying, which could in turn be used to shoot me in the fucking knees, so to speak. Exactly. Before you insult someone else's intelligence, you gotta remember you were swindled. Okay, did I ever tell you that Cranium called me homophobic because I said he was weird for liking a movie that revolves around a pedophilic relationship between a 12-year-old? Oh yeah, that was the weirdest thing I've ever. That was one of the weirdest. Yeah, Turtles. That was a weird little fucking thing that he did there. I remember it vaguely. I know it happened, but it was just really fucking weird to look at. Niece, don't call anyone else a fucking moron when you're so stupid you give a complete stranger money under the guise that they're gonna fuck you. Niece, I didn't hide these. If I can access them right now without going to an unlisted panel, then it's not really hiding them. You're just being fucking stupid. Every time you refuse to stop harassing and being obsessed with me, I'll report you again. I am not obligated to give a bloody toss about what part of that doesn't process in your brain, IQ brain, go away. Niece, you literally pulled a fucking community tab posting from 5 months ago and said that it was addressed to people that aren't even fucking involved in the situation in hopes of getting them to fucking hit me with shit. I don't want to hear nothing. I do not want to hear nothing. She didn't take me down, Stadler, although I wouldn't be surprised if she tried some stupid bullshit because, you know, that's what someone does when they're trying their hardest to convince everyone they're right, is destroy the evidence you claim you have by essentially ripping off the source of the evidence that you claim you have and destroying the evidence by wiping the channel. That makes total fucking sense to do. I've blocked and reported you, told you to quit being obsessed with me. Niece, you go up to people when they don't talk about you for prolonged periods of time. You literally go through their community tabs. You scroll through to find shit that even remotely looks in your direction. And if it doesn't, you'll still find a way to read into it far more than it is, just to lose your fucking mind and screech at them. You refuse. Oh, fucking well. Oh, and I told them about your suspended channels. If you refuse to stop stalking, well, these are the consequences of your refusal. Niece, are you going to mention the fact that my channels were lost initially because a bunch of butthurt pedophiles reported me to the point where my account was lost? Are you going to address that elephant in the room, or does the elephant no longer exist? I mean, I really want to know. Why is it that my accounts being lost is somehow a bigger deal than the circumstances behind them being reported? I know it hurts your feelings when I wanted that you wanted JD Alden to despise me, etc. Yet we are friends, and now you are running your mouth about him despite what he knows about you. Jay literally doesn't know shit about me. Jay doesn't know a fucking thing about me because the only thing that this person knows about me is the bullshit you've told them. So this person has a strictly biased opinion of myself because of you. And this person, keep in mind, this person is so fucking stupid. They say that one interaction with an individual is stalking. No, it's not. It was one interaction where I asked them a simple question. When they didn't respond, I fucked off. I didn't say shit for several weeks, if not a couple months, until said person started screeching their fucking head off about being asked one fucking question like a lieutenant, like you're like a fucking lunatic. When someone asks you a question, you just simply say, "I don't feel comfortable talking," or maybe could we talk later? And if you really don't feel like talking, just say, "You know what? I thought about it. I just don't feel comfortable talking." That's it. That's all it takes. But the fact is, when you start accusing people of stalking you after one interaction, you're kind of an asshole. Still wouldn't advocate for anything bad to happen to them, though. I just don't like that behavior. I want you to leave me alone. You refused. Oh well, also gaslighting people to the point they remembered who you are. Dumb move, dummy. Dummy! It's not really gaslighting if you're a dumb fucking idiot that constantly gets offended by everything someone says, regardless of the fact that it's not even actually like not even aimed at you in that current time. Seriously, you blithering idiot. Okay, I told Jenny Alda about the video you made about him. Oh, you have that video hidden. No, when you report a channel genius. Yes, that was stupid. Not as stupid as the dumb fucking Karen who's constantly accusing every motherfucker and their granddad of being a stalker. I mean, she is literally her own worst enemy because she is actually just building a case against herself more than anything. Well, the weird part is, like, she keeps saying that everyone else is doing shit to her, but the reality is, like, the only reason people pay her any mind is because she walks up to them and starts screaming at them like a lunatic. That's the only reason she gets any sort of fucking acknowledgement, really. Is the fact that she will scream and bitch and cry about dumb shit, and then she will say that the dumb shit she provoked is not her problem. It just back says no obsessed, no stalking. Yeah, I have blocked him several times on my social media. Leaked private info obtained from my friend given to Gage in confidence. Okay, what information was given to me in confidence, and by who? I love how you don't even specify who the fuck said it and when. Another thing, Niece. All the shit I ever got about you was shit on Kiwi Farms that people had more or less relayed to me as a secondary party. People who I barely knew just relayed shit that they'd heard about you from other people, and some people who directly dealt with you had relayed those stories too. Literally nothing I fucking said was given to me but directly by someone that you know. Like at all. Everything I've ever heard about you has either been from my run-ins with you, from my run-ins with you as a result of you screaming at Justin, or some stupid bullshit that you got me involved in because you're so fucking dumb. You'll literally tag every motherfucker in the room to get their attention, even if they have nothing to do with the situation. So cram it. Cram it in your prolapsing asshole. Knows who I am associated with. Professor Curious has made 2 channels downloading my videos, but he's not stalking or obsessed. I didn't realize that documenting your insanity so that people could prove that you're full of shit was the same thing as doing it for actual reasons that would involve them doing it for fun. No one does it for funsies. They do it because they want to keep a record of the crazy shit you say. That way, if you ever try to do it, that way, if you ever try to do like the Uno reverse card, they can just say, "Well, actually, yeah, you did this on this day and this time. It's documented right here." Like people just use it as a way to record keep the shit that you say, so that you can't just pretend you didn't fucking say it. Gage, show actual proof of who I associate with, Gage. I dare you, show proof. You haven't manufactured, Gage. Dipshit, you legitimately had a fucking screen cap on one of your community posts where you're actively tagging Cranium99 and Ronnie Vane as character witnesses. Cranium's account has since been gone, so I imagine that if we scrolled through, we wouldn't be able to find it even if we wanted to. Realistically, Niece, I have no reason at all to lie, whereas you have plenty of reason to. You see the difference, Niece? One of us has no reason to hide anything. The other one is known for being a dipshit that cries wolf, ironically, every time they hear shit they don't like. By the way, Gage, if you aren't stalking and not obsessed, how do you know I associate with since I have you blocked everywhere? Well, I'll explain it to your retarded ass in a way that makes sense. When you tag people, Niece, they know. And when people are brought up by you, it gets around. I mean, seriously, Niece, you had a little playlist a while ago that was public, where you had cited people as witnesses against me. And then almost immediately you started scrubbing those videos when you realized the kind of motherfuckers that they were. It's weird that you play selective ignorance until shit hits the fan for you. It's just fucking sad, Niece. Another thing, I'm not blocked everywhere, because if I was, like, here's the thing, even if I'm blocked, Niece, I can still view the community tab, I just can't comment. Being blocked does not mean I can't view it, it just means that I can't comment. For example, if I were to block you from my channel, you could still see things, you just wouldn't be able to comment. And here's the thing, if you really don't want me to be around, then don't constantly tag me like you did all fucking day today. 24 tags and 24 community posts from all 3 of your accounts. All 3, including your Neece Dark Wolf account, where you proceeded to comment on one of my community tab postings, basically pissing and moaning about nonsense, accusing me of some dumb shit. That's the thing, like, she's on Rumble and she also accuses random people of stalking her. It's like, just because someone is a part of a platform doesn't mean they're there to fuck with you. Okay, there's that. Yeah, if you go to this, there's a lot more of them going down. I mean, a lot more. This is 19 hours ago. Yeah, this doesn't mention. Well, here's the thing, it does mention me. Because if you actually view the entire fucking thing, keep in mind, this is the altered one right here. But the one she's mentioning is up here, where she claims that I somehow got photos of her like this one, or this one here, and put them on a forum that I don't even know exist, or at least didn't know existed at the time, because I assume it's the Kiwi Farms page. I believe it's gone, to my knowledge. I don't know, because I don't look at this shit really. If you want to be, if you want me to be completely honest, I don't look for this shit. I don't. I don't look for shit about Neece because there's no point. But yeah, like, she basically spent all fucking day today spamming my fucking comments like a crazy person. Let's see. Handling information he obtained privately. Still this video up because I hurt her feels, but who? No, it's because people want other people to be aware of your fucking crazy ass behavior. That way, people that associate with you know what they're gonna be fucking expecting. I mean, really, Niece. How long have you been alive? Almost 50 fucking years, and you keep having these fucking fits about people where you just relentlessly fucking attack them, and at the same time you have the temerity to blame them and cry and screech at them like a dick. I mean, what do you want people to do, Niece? Do you want people just to feed into your narrative and lie to you and say that they're doing stuff they're not doing? I mean, here's the thing, if she doesn't like me, that's fine. She doesn't have to like me at all, I can live with that, but don't make shit up about me just so you can sit there and screech and cry about nonsense. And let me just be honest, okay? People need to stop being so fucking complacent when it comes to holding her accountable for her dumb fuck behavior. Think about it. If people see the way Niece behaves, they're gonna assume that all the people in this person's community are like that. And because of that, like, they're just not gonna want to be around that person at all. Okay, here's the thing, Niece. I've never spoken to Jay except for like that one comment I've had in exchange with Jay. Actually, no. I've spoken exactly twice. Only twice. In terms of like direct communication. And those were in YouTube comments. And in both situations, you know exactly what I said because I screen capped them so you couldn't fucking lie about them. The first thing I said was, Like, my first interaction with Jay, I just wanted to know if they would donate a moment of their time because I wanted to know what you told them as opposed to what's actually true. I wanted to be able to stop them from humiliating themselves, getting involved in a pointless internecine struggle just because you screech about other people and demand that Jay use themselves as a meat shield for you whenever things starts to hit the fan for you. I mean, seriously, it seems like every single time you encounter a difficulty, it seems like Jay is the first person you'll run behind and use them as a like you use Jay as a meat shield. You do. You do not treat them like a friend because you genuinely expect everyone and everything to jump in front of you whenever shit starts looking bad for you. I mean, you keep wondering why it is. No, it's still up. I kind of look at it. Oh, okay, it's still up. I didn't even know it was. You see, other people need to tell me it's still up, Niece. That's how you know I'm not really paying much attention to you, is when other people have to tell me shit's still up because I genuinely didn't ask or really care. But remember, everyone else is stalking you. I mean, let me get pretty real with you, Niece. I've never spoken to Jay except for two occasions separately in YouTube comments. And in both comments, you see exactly what I say both times because I want to be 100% transparent. You see, I'm not you, Niece. I don't need to screech and cry like an asshole and make shit up so that people go after people I don't like. I'll tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth because I know that's the only way to build rapport with people is to be honest. Have you ever asked? The info. I'll tell you. No, you're just making shit up. How can I manipulate someone I've only spoken to twice? And how would I get information about someone who I've never fucking heard about up until the point where you tagged them repeatedly on your shit? I didn't even know Jay fucking existed, really. Like, I knew you had a partner that you no longer spoke to, but I did not know that JD Arthur was even around. I did not know that they had a presence online to speak of. Therefore, I didn't see the point in really looking for them. It wasn't until you started tagging them in other posts where you would also tag Megby Prof and I and Adrastia. All like, you tagged like all four or five of us in the same fucking post because you wanted Jay to talk shit about Adrastia. Here's the thing: you don't like Mary. I don't like Mary either. There you go. There you go, Niece. We have a common ground. We don't like Mary. But here's where the common ground differentiates: is the fact that even if I don't like Mary, there's no point in me trying to fuck with her because life's done that to her enough already. She's already living her own punishment for aiding that child predator every fucking day by living on the streets and being a crazy fucking homeless woman. She's living her own punishment every day. Whereas you, Niece, you decide to take it a step further and just start accusing anyone at all that even remotely looks in Adrastia's direction as though they're somehow trying to aid or abet her in any way. No. It's just that you take things too fucking far. Like, keep in mind, Niece, when Onision was being investigated, like when Greg was being investigated for all the child trafficking accusations and shit, you were pissed off at the people that were against him, not because they were against him for valid reasons, but because you didn't like the fact that people were actually putting pressure on Greg. Like, you were completely fine with certain people being against it and milking the situation for financial income. But when it came down to people who genuinely had a lot to say against Greg because he was a fucked up person, only one dude actually got the pass to criticize him for the reasons most people did. And that was all because you had a thing for the dude. Like, Steve has since left the fucking platform. Which, honestly, I can't blame him. He's getting to be almost 40. I imagine he wants to retire and live the rest of his life out with his family. I can't blame him. I'm going to miss him being around, but honestly, he's on to greener pastures. I can't really blame him. But the fact is, Niece, you let other people, they bear the brunt of your frustration and all your dumb bullshit. And you kept like, anti-O's, anti-O's. Oh yeah, you treated anti-O's like it was fucking QAnon, okay? Like, you treated anyone at all that had something to say against Greg for a shitty treatment of his exes or the shitty treatment of any of the young women in his household as though it was just some giant conspiracy cooked up by right-wing conservatives to brainwash people. It wasn't. Honestly, I hope he's doing good, whatever he's doing. Like, last time I saw some of the photos he posted online were some pretty cool shots of looks like the mountains and I believe some kind of desert. I could be wrong. I don't remember very well. At least not that bit. But the fact is, Niece, you started attacking people left and right because they were critical of a guy that was physically and psychologically abusing young women. And then you yourself, Niece, claimed to be a victim of abuse, but instead of trying to be sympathetic to these people who have survived abuse and were trying to tell their story, you were just allowing other people to rail on these fucking girls. You were literally enabling people a platform on your own community tab at some point to rail on these fucking girls. And don't say I'm bullshitting people because that's what you do. You share community tab posts of people that you support, and you were perfectly fine with a lot of Gerg's Patreons and pay pigs openly thrashing these people online. Keep in mind, you claim to be an abuse survivor, and you had no qualms whatsoever with allowing Gerg to still be on the platform. You didn't really even raise your voice in opposition to him because you were too busy bitching about the people that were criticizing him and trying to get him run off the platform. Him being gone is nothing but a blessing to everyone that knows he was never welcome here. Like, Gerg is one of the worst kinds of people that could ever fucking be. And for some reason, you took no issue with that motherfucker being there up until the point where it suddenly became popular. People that talked shit about him during that time period didn't do it for a lot of the money or the attention. People just genuinely found out what kind of horrible person he was from other people who they might not have heard of yet. I mean, seriously, had it not been for the Chris Hansen investigation, a lot of the people that knew about Greg wouldn't have known about him. Let's be honest, it was Chris Hansen and that shit that happened that kind of blew the lid open on a lot of it, because a lot of it was like an open secret that a lot of people knew about, but couldn't really say shit about because Google wasn't going to do anything about it. It wasn't until Chris Hansen said something that the FBI also got involved. Granted, like, yeah, the investigation was really fucking fumbled, but judging by how things are going now, it looks like Greg and Laney are going to be seeing some charges. And what a happy day it will be when they finally hear Greg screaming from his prison cell when his cellie finally realizes the kind of person that's in his cell with him. They're gonna crush his fucking head with a book or something. And in Laney, she's probably gonna end up in a woman's prison. She's probably gonna get the shit kicked out of her every day by a bunch of women who have either murdered their boyfriends or husbands because they're gonna realize the kind of person that she was as well, because Laney is also a fucking predator. Exactly, that's the thing, like, I don't understand why it is, like, it goes from, like, well, I don't understand why everything goes sexual with her, I don't. I didn't realize that criticizing someone like, I'll never realize the whole correlation between criticizing someone's shitty behavior and automatically, like, you're trying to plow them, like, that's not the same. Those are 2 different branches on 2 entirely different fucking trees and 2 opposite ends of the fucking forest. No pun intended. When the husband and boyfriend murders are like, "You fucked up, yeah, you're done." That's really what it is, though. I mean, imagine what's gonna happen to Lainey when she ends up in prison. She's gonna be done. And Greg's probably gonna mouth off to the wrong motherfucker about his veganic lifestyle and get beaten to death in the fucking yard with a book or part of a barbell. Pathetic end for a pathetic creature. But anyway, back to Niece. Sorry about that tangent. But realistically, like, Niece is not gonna. She's not gonna be doing very well. She's not. Exactly. He's either gonna be made into someone's prison bitch, or he's gonna suffer like a shower stabbing if shit goes according to plan for most people. But the fact is, like, Niece is just she's fucking out of it. She is genuinely fucking out of it. She's never gonna improve, she's never gonna get better, she's never gonna stop. She's legitimately out of her fucking mind. Because a lot of it is basically just her looking at other people, drawing these really fucking crazy conclusions that have no correlation to each other. And it's gonna be one of those things where she's just never gonna change because she's always gonna be under the impression that her insane delusions are right. Yeah, like Onion's gonna get peeled in prison. Onion's gonna get peeled in prison. They're gonna make him into onion soup. I mean, here's the thing. I've offered Neece like a lot of the time, just like, hey, look, if you actually want to have a real conversation like a functioning adult, I will give you a seat at the table to discuss what you feel you want to discuss. But don't just come at me with accusations. Actually sit down and go over what was being said and who was being said to. With something other than, well, I think this because I think this. Well, you're allowed to think it, but thinking it doesn't make it true. There are a lot of people who think the planet's flat, and those people are fucking morons. It doesn't mean they're right. Well, anyway, I just wanted to address that. If she decides to make another lame ass video and I somehow hear about it, I'll probably do something towards that if it's necessary. Keywords being if it's necessary. It might not be. It might just be a nothing burger that's not even worthy of addressing or diffusing because I know it's just going to be like someone throwing a firecracker at a tank. Yeah, they pretty much are the embodiment of lead eating children. Alright, well, with that, I'm going to get out of here. Everyone have a good one.